I'm rebuilding this air vent for a customer. It's off the top of a milk tank to allow the tank to breathe. There's no room for the air to breathe when it passes through this sleeve. I've cut these 3 lugs off. Those 3 lugs are welded to the edge there and just hold the gauze in place. I've cut those 3 off. This gauze now lifts out, and that's what you've got on the underside. There's no room for the air to breathe. These 3 lugs should be welded to the gauze down there. As it is, there's virtually no room at all for the air to pass through. So I'm going to cut these stitch welds here. Weld a sleeve where it should be welded. I'm also going to cut this pipe off. There's no need for it, it doesn't get used. You can see it's a bit of a bug trap, it doesn't get washed out properly. So I'm going to cut that off flush with the underside of the lid, and that'll give even more room for the air to flow through the bigger port. There's always a rubber cap on there, so when the mesh is in there with the bigger sleeve around here, with that taken away, it opens the inside of the sleeve up, gives more room for the air to flow through. That's the pipe cut off. I'll polish this edge up. You can see by the state of the inside of this that no wash water has been getting through in the wash cycle. Because the air hasn't been passing through, it hasn't been bringing any wash water with it, and that's why that's not been getting cleaned. Got the inside of that cleaned up. I'll just square these 3 lugs back up again, as I have to weld those back into place. I've got the gauze cleaned up and the sleeve welded in where it should be. That's where it was welded, where my thumbnail is. That's where it should be welded. So now that one's putting together, and the 3 little lugs welded on. That's the vent welded back together, and that's how much space you've got for the air to flow through. That rubber cap goes on the top. So that's the job finished.